Ignore a woman's past and destroy your future. 11 red flags to watch out for. Gentlemen, if you're truly committed to building a relationship that's meaningful, stable, and long-lasting, it's crucial that you don't overlook potential red flags early on. Relationships require effort, patience, and emotional maturity, qualities that should be present from the outset. Unfortunately, not everyone is ready for a deep and healthy connection. There are women whose behaviors may indicate they're not prepared for the emotional depth of a serious relationship. In this video, I'll guide you through 11 major red flags that might signal a woman is not ready for the type of committed relationship you deserve. When I say serious, I'm referring to a connection grounded in emotional stability, mutual respect, and shared life goals. It's essential to recognize these signs early, as avoiding them can save you time and emotional energy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our actions, decisions, and responses. By applying this mindset, you'll be able to maintain clarity and emotional resilience, not letting external circumstances sway you too much. This can be incredibly helpful when navigating the complexities of relationships, especially when faced with behaviors that don't align with your values. Take, for example, a man like Jackson. If he ignores red flags early on, hoping things will magically improve, he's setting himself up for frustration and disappointment. But with the right mindset, one of calm discernment and stoic self-reflection, Jackson can approach potential relationships with clarity and wisdom. He'll be more likely to avoid those whose actions reveal they're not emotionally ready for the commitment he's seeking. Remember, being proactive and self-aware in these situations is key to finding the right partner who's on the same page. Let's not waste our time, gentlemen. We're after a partner who matches our maturity, not someone who's still searching for validation and lost in their immaturity. Stay tuned as I dive into these warning signs, and I want to say thank you to all the Stoics out there, my loyal subscribers. You're my family, and this content is created for you. Red flag 1. Excessive piercings, a sign of seeking external validation. Piercings have long been a way for individuals to express their uniqueness and personality. But when someone's piercings become excessive, it might indicate deeper, more troubling patterns in their personality. Imagine you're dating a woman named Sophie, and she has so many piercings that it's hard to keep track. Her face, ears, lips, and even her belly have multiple visible piercings. You're walking through the mall together, and you notice people staring at you. She seems used to the attention and even welcomes it, adjusting her clothing and posture as if it's part of the performance. Here's where the red flag shows itself. Sophie may be using her piercings not just to express herself, but to attract attention. If her self-esteem is rooted in how others perceive her, it could be an issue. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of self-reliance and inner peace, emphasizing that we shouldn't seek validation from the outside world but from within. If Sophie's piercings are a cry for attention and she can't seem to feel good about herself without constant approval from others, it might be a sign of insecurity. While the piercings themselves aren't inherently bad, if they're tied to impulsive behavior or a lack of confidence, you might want to have a serious discussion with her about her need for external validation and how that aligns with your values. A healthy relationship starts with a balanced sense of self-worth, not one dependent on the opinions of others. Red flag 2. Constantly wearing revealing clothing. Seeking attention. Clothing is one of the most visible ways people express themselves. But when someone's wardrobe constantly screams for attention, it could be a sign of underlying insecurity. Imagine you're dating Lily, and no matter where you go, whether it's a casual outing, the gym, or even a family event, she always dresses in revealing, attention-grabbing outfits. At first, it seems like just a style choice, but you begin to notice a pattern. Her need to dress provocatively becomes more frequent, and it's clear that she's seeking the gaze and admiration of others. In Stoicism, we're taught that the pursuit of external attention leads to inner turmoil. A person who relies on validation from others, especially through their appearance, is less likely to be stable in their emotional life. For Lily, her clothing choices may be a way for her to assert her sexuality and self-worth. But the question is, why does she need constant affirmation from others? If she dresses this way because it makes her feel confident in her skin, that's one thing. But if she needs the attention to feel valued, it might suggest deeper insecurities. This is a sign of someone who might struggle to maintain a grounded, emotionally mature relationship. It's important to communicate openly about your thoughts on her clothing choices and see if there's room for compromise and growth. Red flag 3, the TikTok dancer. Prioritizing online validation over real connections. Social media is a powerful tool, but when it dominates someone's life, it can lead to problems. Suppose you're dating Anna and she's a TikTok dancer who constantly posts viral videos. You find that even during casual dates or gym sessions, she pauses everything to record new content for her followers. You notice that the number of followers and likes she gains seems to be her primary concern. Here's the problem. Anna values her online persona more than the real connection between you two. The constant need to post content for validation from a virtual audience takes priority over her presence at the moment, and this can leave you feeling neglected. Stoics advise us to focus on real, meaningful relationships and avoid distractions that pull us away from what truly matters. Anna's obsession with online popularity and external approval can strain your connection with her, as she might not be as emotionally available or present. If she prioritizes social media fame over real-life connections, it could be a huge red flag. Red flag 4, being an influencer. Living for the likes, not for real-life connection. Being an influencer seems glamorous to many, but it comes with some serious downsides. Let's say you're dating Megan, an influencer who shares every minute detail of her life on social media. She's constantly posting pictures of meals, shopping trips, and even intimate moments with you. At the grocery store, she's pausing every few minutes to take pictures of products and post them to her followers. If Megan is more focused on creating content and maintaining her online presence than being present with you, that's a problem. In Stoic thought, personal life and private moments should be cherished, not commodified for the approval of strangers. Constantly seeking the approval of an online audience can distort one's perception of real life, leading to dissatisfaction and emotional disconnection. You may find yourself in a relationship where Megan is always on her phone, responding to followers or creating content, leaving little time for the relationship itself. If her online image takes precedence over your bond, it's a clear sign that her priorities are misaligned with yours. Red flag 5, a complicated sexual past. Focusing on what was, not what is. In the early stages of a relationship, talking about past experiences is natural. But if Sophie often brings up her long list of sexual partners, casual flings, and previous relationships, it can be a red flag. Not because of the number of her past partners, but because of how she brings them into the present conversation. Constantly referencing ex-lovers can make it hard to establish emotional intimacy in the present relationship. It's essential to understand that Sophie's past shouldn't define your current relationship. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the past is outside of our control and should not impact our present actions or emotions. If Sophie continues to compare you to her past lovers or feels the need to reminisce about past encounters, it might indicate a lack of emotional maturity and an inability to live in the moment. Red flag 6, male friends, crossed boundaries or innocent friendships. Having friends of the opposite sex is common and can be perfectly fine. But when a woman becomes overly attached to male friends, it can raise some concerns. Let's say you're dating Ella, and she regularly spends time with James, a close male friend. You've noticed that their relationship involves a lot of physical contact and intimate exchanges, even when you're around. If Ella continually chooses to spend time with James over you, or if she dismisses your discomfort when it's clear her friendship with him crosses boundaries, it can indicate that she values this connection more than your own. This creates insecurity and can damage trust in the relationship. Stoicism teaches us the importance of healthy boundaries in all relationships, and emotional intimacy with people outside the romantic relationship should be handled with care. If Ella refuses to respect your feelings or establish clear boundaries, it's time to have a serious conversation. Red flag 7, idealizing the perfect father. Unfair expectations. A woman's relationship with her father can deeply influence how she views men in relationships. If Mina constantly talks about how her father was a perfect man, how he always provided for her, how he was always there for her, she may be setting you up for failure. Expecting you to live up to this idealized version of her father creates unrealistic pressure on you. Stoicism teaches us to accept people for who they are, not for who we wish they were. If Mina constantly compares you to her father, it could be a sign that she hasn't emotionally matured and is projecting unrealistic expectations onto the relationship. Red flag 8. Promiscuous friends. The influence of toxic friendships. The company we keep plays a huge role in shaping our behavior. If Isabella has a circle of friends who are promiscuous and party frequently, it might be a red flag. If she consistently participates in these behaviors or allows herself to be influenced by them, it's a sign that she might not be fully committed to a stable relationship. If her friend's influence pulls her into unhealthy behaviors, it might reflect deeper issues with self-control or emotional maturity. It's important to address these concerns directly and assess whether Isabella is willing to make choices that align with your shared values. Red flag 9. Raising her voice and being demeaning. Lack of respect. Healthy communication is the cornerstone of any relationship. If your partner frequently raises her voice and uses demeaning language, this is a red flag. Maya might shout at you, call you names, or belittle you during disagreements, which shows a lack of respect for your feelings and your dignity. In Stoicism, we learn to control our reactions and maintain emotional composure, no matter what external circumstances arise. If Maya resorts to shouting and name-calling, it's a clear sign that she doesn't have the emotional tools to resolve conflicts maturely. This kind of behavior is toxic and should not be tolerated. Red flag 10. Constantly needing to be the center of attention. Some people are naturally more talkative and outgoing, but if a woman constantly needs to be the center of attention, it can indicate deeper insecurity. Imagine you're with Rachel at a social gathering, and she monopolizes every conversation, constantly trying to draw attention to herself with loud stories and dramatic gestures. If Rachel can't seem to share the spotlight or offer attention to others without seeking validation, it could create an imbalance in the relationship. Stoicism teaches us the importance of balance and humility. If Rachel only seeks the spotlight, it can be difficult for her to emotionally support and connect with you. Red flag 11. Obsession with celebrity lifestyles. It's normal to admire celebrities and their lifestyles, but when a woman becomes obsessed with living a celebrity lifestyle, it can be troubling. Suppose Sophia is constantly comparing herself to celebrities, talking about luxury trips, expensive shopping sprees, and glamorous parties. Her obsession with materialism and superficiality can create unrealistic expectations for your relationship. In Stoicism, we learn that true happiness comes from virtue, not material wealth or fame. If Sophia expects a lifestyle of constant glamour and luxury, it may reflect her inability to find contentment in real, authentic experiences. By identifying and addressing these red flags early, you can protect your future and ensure you're building a relationship based on mutual respect, emotional maturity, and alignment in values. Stoicism reminds us to stay true to our principles, not to get swept away by external influences, and to focus on what truly matters in relationships: peace, integrity, and love. Take time to reflect on these red flags, and don't settle for less than you deserve, gentlemen.